What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode here on Full Throttle. My name is Charlie, and today I'm just going to do a cool little update on my car. It's right now. Me and a buddy just knocked out this bash bar. It's a rough design. We're going to start releasing bash bars here soon, but this is like a first rough draft. Anyways, pop the hood. Sheesh. Yeah, a lot of work went into this. This is a VHR. Basically what happened with this car is I didn't blow the motor, but I used the motor from my car. I wanted to do the VHR swap into my car, and I used the motor from my car to put into a drift car for my customer, for a drift car for my employee. And basically he blew the motor, so I don't have that motor or I have the motor, but I can't use it. So I had to finish up this swap. So what I did is I basically traded a supercharger kit from this car for the engine, the transmission, the harness, and the ECU. And what happened was when I got everything installed, engine was knocking and the harness had issues and the ECU was not working. So I got the engine in the car, got it running. It was running good, but it was knocking. So then I pulled the motor back out, rebuilt another motor, put that motor together, long tube headers, intakes, but got that motor together. And then what happened was every time I would start the car, I would turn it off and then it wouldn't start again. So I'd have to unplug the battery, leave it unplugged for like 2 hours, and then start the car again. And then the same thing would happen, the cycle would repeat. So it came down to a bad ROM on the ECU. So the flash on the ECU was incorrect, or something was corrupted in it, and it caused the ECU to not want to start. And so that's a little bit of a backstory. I rebuilt the motor, I got a new ROM flashed onto the ECU, and then car runs great. But this is a Hexa Motorsports or Hexa Garage. Now I've got the IPDM and everything in here too, but you can see all the wiring down there. So this harness is an adapted harness for the VHR to go into this chassis. It's not, here, let me pop this up. It's not a complete harness like we did with that car. So we didn't swap everything from a 370Z into a 350Z. I just wanted an adaptable harness. I didn't care about keeping my interior and stuff. So as of right now, none of my gauges, well, not none of them, but some of them do not work. Let me see if I have my battery connected. Yes, I do. I'll give you guys a rundown on the cons of this harness. So this is my interior. This is how I read a lot of my information. So I use a program. This is a Samsung tablet. I use a program basically to read all of the functions of the ECU, and I have an adapter right there. So that adapter plugs into that OBD port, and that OBD port is wired into the main harness. So let me see where my key's at. So on the downside, I've got these gauges here. They're flashing in the video because that's just the way it's going to be in the video. But if you look at coolant temperature gauge does not work. That's why I have a oil temperature here. And then gas gauge does work because that's part of the chassis harness. Oil pressure gauge does not work. That's why I have an oil pressure gauge. This is oil temperature, and then the center of this is oil pressure. So reading about 109, 110 right now. Okay, so my phone connected to Bluetooth, so I didn't want to worry about it recording audio from the microphone here. But the downside, so speedometer still works. Fuel gauge still works, if you see that blinking right there. Oil pressure does not work, battery voltage does work. So gauges that do not work are the coolant temperature, tachometer, both do not work. If I rev my car, it does not work. So unfortunately, that's just the way it is with this harness. I haven't got, George from Hexa has not gotten back to me. I messaged him last week, so maybe he'll get back to me, maybe he won't. But there's basically a module that you can wire in. Basically, there's a module that you can wire in, and it allows all the full gauge function and everything like that, and then also allows the AC compressor to work. I tried to hardwire the AC compressor and still use these the factory AC controls, but they just don't work. Even if I kick the compressor on, I get the compressor to come on, the information coming from the AC control module to the temperature control and everything isn't communicating properly because it's not wired in, and it's just basically I'm kicking the compressor on, but even though I adjust the temperature on the climate control, it doesn't make the AC cold. So unfortunately, that's kind of the way it is. But the rest of the car, I'm cutting this quarter panel off because I keep having issues of wrecking quarter panels. This is the 4th time I've had to replace the quarter panel. My back bumper is on that car up there. I've got a blue back bumper. My car is like 50 shades of blue right now. I'm gonna be rewrapping it here coming up pretty soon. But yeah, so other than that, like, that's pretty much how the car sits. It also, now I have an FDF Mega Mantis kit, and what else? This engine, the Mega Mantis kit, it's got BC coils as of right now, 370Z axles with the 370Z hub bearings, and yeah, I did a custom tire sprayer setup. Maybe I'll run down through that, or I'll do a complete video on tire sprayers. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Kind of like a quick update video so I can show you guys my car and how everything sits right now, because I'm going to go through the process kind of like I'm starting to do with that car right there, and show you guys how my build went, and now that I found a bunch of footage. But yeah, all right guys, let me know what you guys think about my car in the comments. It needs some work too, but I'll see you guys in the next video.